What was that?
Yeah, so I wasn't aware, Jason said that they don't, my explanation from Jason was that he had put that on the initial bids and then spent the money on some other component of the building. I don't know, I know Jason can speak to that, I suppose.
Okay.
Is there insulation above the ceiling?
Not, I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Can't believe that, but I mean,
It's possible, yes. I can see it's not on the walls, but I don't know what's going on up top. I just perusing this, doesn't really seem to say any, is this the same thing we're talking about?
No, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this one. Or should I make a copy?
I don't think that's what he wants. I think it'll continue to canvas.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me,
I don't think we have it.
we don't.
yeah, okay, let me go print it.
Okay.
Sorry about that, yeah, the wrong one got put back.
Okay.
You can say, I don't think.
I haven't seen exactly what he's printing. We parked the ambulance in there
Did you? Good.
the other day.
About
I
time.
called,
Yeah.
yeah, I called the other day and said, you know, there's no reason in the world you guys can't use it.
It's a better spot, definitely than outside.
Well, you gotta get it in, no, he was talking about the front, there's a big step there. So I talked to Paul, and if you guys wanna get a couple guys with rakes, they'll dump you a pile of gravel, and all you have to do is rake it flat.
That'd be great. So there was a big step, Jason quite a while ago had already put that there, and so it's not that bad of a step up. I think some of it is settled, so it's a couple inches, but frankly, I don't think we need to mess with that till probably next year when it settles a little bit more.
Okay.
Gravel
Well,
from there.
Paul said all you gotta do is call him, he'll have, he'll get something hooked up and he'll get, they got gravel right at the top of the hill.
I've got a rig.
And well, you know, just flatten it out, it won't take me, he can pour it, or those guys can pour it away, you don't have to do much work. So, you know, we wanna make sure you get, so I don't know what happened to the insulation, I guess you don't either.
I don't,
Well, here's what we're talking about. How close are we to let you, you know, get in and you can use it? And he said, well, there's stuff that isn't hung, but I know, don't you guys remember the insulation? I'm sure you do.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that, Scott?
He said he had some insulation donated.
That was the reason he asked to finish it, because he had the insulation, they needed to get in there and get it on.
so it may well have it.
But it,
And I was assuming that that was probably in the ceiling, because the ceiling is sheeted.
well, I don't know, I never climbed up
But
there.
I never saw it.
There are
Okay.
a couple of outstanding bills that Jason has paid on spec, but I brought these up maybe a month or two ago. We're gonna await the audit. But I don't know what we're gonna do with these, but we would like to get Jason reimbursed, for Sawyer Plumbing and our gravel there.
This is for what?
I believe that's gravel and such, F&R, should have slips in there. And then for plumbing of some sort.
Well, the plumbing's stubbed through the floor, we looked at it. There's no fixtures,
No plumbing fixtures,
and there's no interior walls.
correct.
Yeah.
So we need insulation and then the walls and some, here. And then, he has it, I think, nicely set up for a bathroom, potentially 2 bathrooms, and an upstairs loft if ever.
Right.
Set for the future, if ever we want to put a loft with a bathroom in there. Yeah. And
Where'd all this gravel go?
there's quite a bit of gravel in front of the building there, I think, kind of underneath it or otherwise.
3
Was
inch,
it gravel or pit run?
3-inch gravel. Oh, shoot. it's, you guys got charged for the gravel and then for the trucking.
Is that unusual?
Yeah,
But
yeah. Usually if they're selling tires, it's free, but they don't put it hourly.
I paid for that when I was doing mine for the gravel and trucking time.
That's what I see them hours, that's like. Maybe it was somebody said,
I think I just want to see what Anna had to say, but other than these, just wanted to talk about how to move forward on getting it finished, or I don't know if we need to finish it per se like this year, but getting it insulated ideally and ready for winter.
Yeah.
Would be,
that's a big thing, so you just use it.
yeah, and I mean,
Well,
it's
you
fine
know, I
right
think,
now.
I think it's gonna be hard to go out and fundraise as people, as long as people aren't sure of the county or what, you know.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, that's what I'm not trying to, I mean, those guys are great, okay? If I do this over again, we will hire somebody to manage a job. I mean, I don't care how experienced one of the guys are. And, because, you know, things, he wasn't entirely truthful with us, he wasn't truthful with his own people, and it just, you know, we tried to get to the bottom of it, and finally, at some point, we just said, we gotta stop. We're not getting answers, we're not getting.
I'm curious to see if this report from Doyle Associates sheds any light.
Yeah, I mean, you know, well, you know, here's the thing, you've talked to him, right? You can't talk to him, it's hard, we can't get an answer on it, you know. And initially, he brought Patrick with him, well, no, actually, initially he brought Bill with him, and so the conversation was, don't worry about a thing, we've got it laid out, we've got a plan, you know, Bill, Durkis. So they, and Bill knows better, and we said, look, you know, you gotta bid this out, even though it's not 80,000, just go out and get your local guys to say yes or no. Okay, we'll do that. Well, sorta, you know, but nothing was documented. And, gosh, it just got out of hand.
Yeah. it should-
So I can imagine being on the ambulance and trying to, you know, raise money now. But that's what you gotta do.
The local guys didn't bid on it because there was no set of plans. You know, how can you bid anything if you don't have something to look at?
Sure, and it was on the paper.
You gotta have, yeah.
So do you wanna submit this to the, for claims?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now, we pay these contractors?
No, Jason has paid them. I'm sure he can get a copy of the check if we need to. Pay them because it's
We wanna make sure that
think
he
we'd like
actually
proof.
paid them, so.
I think we'd like proof that he has paid them.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
he's got a bill here, right? No.
I'm sure he can print out a.
See,
copy
I
of the
took it
check.
as we owed these guys.
That's what I did too.
Cause it come in as a,
Sorry, yeah, he,
just for Mazda out here, you know, it's showing that total amount that we owes. It
Yeah.
don't show nothing being paid.
I'll get Jason.
We need cancel checks on
Cancel check.
that.
or
Yeah.
otherwise.
Otherwise, we're paying double.
Yeah, no, we don't wanna do that, so I'll get a cancel check.
Cause
Well,
like
so- okay,
this
so
one here
here's a
is
perfect
212.
example. Why would he ever submit something like this and say, pay me?
My understanding is he was gonna submit those to the county to pay the contractors directly, but
And we'll be happy to
because,
do, we could do that today.
but because it was a couple of months.
This first time I've ever seen
We've
it.
never seen them.
Well, you're right, I brought them up at the last meeting, but I didn't pull them out to show you, you simply filled them in on it.
Okay.
It's more or less where we're at.
All right, well-
So we did discuss them briefly, not in detail, but.
We want canceled checks,
I
no,
understand.
we'll submit them.
I mean, I don't wanna pay, I don't
You know, and he could have, on the whole thing, he could have brought those up a little at a time, and we'd have paid directly to contractors.
so he did
That's
not.
why this thing is, you know, scares me. It's always going through Jason, always go through Jason. you know, these are local people, why wouldn't they take it, we can just give them a county check
Yep.
and, you know, calculate it on the building, right? No problem.
Sure. So yeah, I'll see what.
Okay.
You want to get them paid, so they're not sitting out there with.
Sure, I certainly understand that, we wanna get them too.
Yeah, because they're out since February.
Well, I think Jason's paid them, at least that's what he
I
said.
believe so. Confirm that
They
with,
think
checks.
they send a paid thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or a canceled check.
That's what we're getting.
Okay, sounds good. So is the county commission, or attorney getting,
He's getting
well,
started.
So I got 4 copies, she's making some more here, so. Yeah, it's 37 pages.
wow. Doyle says?
Well, with the attachment.
Huh. Okay.
We have one of these.
Yeah,
What's that?
We have one of these.
Yeah. It just wasn't.
Okay. Well, we didn't have all these canceled checks. Is there conclusions in here somewhere, possible?
Just your letter there.
Nothing on the bottom?
Just more exhibits.
So what are we doing here?
Plan is to discuss this letter and what still needs done.
Well, it's kind of hard for them to discuss the letter that he just got.
Yeah, I apologize for that, but
Not really fair for him.
yeah.
You might want to postpone it until.
Yeah, table the.
Okay, so here's an invoice for insulation. $8,000 on 12/11/17.
Yep. So we're gonna have to ask Mr. McGo.
What happened? So do we want to continue on and impose on you to help us, or what?
So give him some time to review that with, and talk to Jason.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see if we can get Jason if he's available, or can we reschedule maybe for next Tuesday or whenever works for you all?
Yeah,
Well, it goes here to show that, you know, like that whole day it's under an invoice number 321, where you think if the insulation was put in or bought or whatever for the invoice number on a 12/11, and then right down below it says labor 15,000. So are we $23,000 into labor and insulation?
And I'm not sure.
So you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it
Yeah,
looks like
this
to
question
me.
is answered.
Because you wouldn't put it right there. If you're gonna put labor, you'd put it down at the bottom where it all, because down below it, then it says heater and gas line. That's the way I would read it.
well, it's hard to tell.
I'd like to see a breakdown of the labor, where that 15,000 went. I mean, maybe 5,000 wasn't part of the installation on the ceiling, or part of it was for the heater and gas line, or what's the,
Do you
what's
see,
it
do
for?
you
Then
see,
partial labor up above and 260 is 20,000.
do you see these invoice numbers on the front page?
Yes.
Go up.
Mhm.
Those are his.
Yeah. And
Okay, I don't wanna see his, I could give a damn, he can make anything up in the world. What I wanna see, okay, garage door package, he bought that package from somebody, Voices, somebody, okay? I wanna see that.
Yeah, and I
Okay, and
believe.
the insulation, I mean, you know, labor, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but certainly anything like wall braces, I don't need to see his invoice, I wanna see where he bought those.
Yeah, and I believe we had provided all of that stuff to Ms. Doyle. Not, let's see them in here.
So I don't, yeah.
Well, it's just like, you know, these checks and that rolled out to Woodland Creations. Hell, I can write checks out. But usually you put down, I know my wife bitches at me all the time because I never put down there and what it's for.
Or, you know,
Cause I mean, there's different stuff, you know, he's building, doing other stuff, I could throw out every.
And I mean, I see 3 checks in here, I don't know if there's more somewhere else throughout here, but I can tell you the packet I handed to Doyle had invoices with the checks, paperclip to them, probably a few dozen checks, so.
Okay.
Maybe I'll see if I can get that packet of material back from her, bring them on Tuesday to illustrate.
Or then you break it down more, then you go back here with the rate of pay. That's not good. It's all-
Well, he's a contractor, I don't know what else to say, but maybe turn that over to the Department of Labor and say, well, but I think it's responsible, we're responsible to say, the insulation was purchased from here, this is what he got, where is it?
Yeah.
Okay? The door packages, they're there, we can see it, right? But what did he pay for? Instead of giving us, why would he make up another bill? He could have taken what he paid for them and then added what it cost to install them, that would have been fine. But the whole thing is, everything comes from Jason. And I'm telling you, and I'll be honest with you, if he can't come up with where this stuff is in the building or somewhere else and haul it in there, I'm gonna ask him to go file on it,
Yeah.
because it's theft.
Well, no, and I believe that that all should be in the packet that I've read,
Hope so.
so that I'll get back and we'll.
Yeah, and you know, and it's, I hope it's just a colossal, poorly managed construction project. I hope it's not anything else.
I do too.
And I'm not, because they're good people, and I don't wanna see anybody get hurt, but on the other hand, we have to make sure what the county put out for this is what's in the building, that's all. Yeah, so, and that, you know, I wanna tell you personally, and you, and the other commissioners too, we do appreciate you intervening here. And thank you. So,
Yeah, I will go through this and hopefully get that whole packet of
Okay.
stuff. And
what do you need from us?
Thank you.
You want
Nothing
to?
at the moment, I guess, other than maybe we can all think about the best way to proceed to get the building done,
Or at least usable.
usable, which I think to me is insulation mostly.
Yeah,
Interior
Well,
will
Would
water.
be nice.
maybe you guys ought to meet and say what's the minimum you need to get going. And then, cause we're gonna actually be doing your budget, or his budget, or the budget, I'm sorry.
Cause Patrick said that, about 30 or 40,000 more to finish everything, well, we were down there like.
Yeah, it depends how far we go, but to me, getting it, things like heat is usable for winter if we start there.
Right. So if you could tell us what that is, as soon as you can, we're actually gonna sit down with budgets, and we'll let you know when that is, and we'll be able to, you know, we don't have to go through an outside process, that's exactly the right time to do that, okay?
Sounds great. Well, I guess,
Thanks so much for.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Intervening, I appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate it, thanks.